Hello, it's Leslie here. Today I want to talk about using a VPN to learn languages. First of all, what's a VPN? It stands for Virtual Private Network. Basically, it's a piece of software that tricks your computer and the one at the other end, the website that you might be surfing, tricks that computer into thinking you are in a different country. So basically, it enables you to watch different content outside of other countries that might be region blocked. So the advantages are that you can watch things you couldn't normally watch. That's about the only advantage that I can think of for learning languages. There's a lot of disadvantages, however. First of all, the cost. It's not that expensive, but in my limited experience of trying different VPNs, the free ones are hard to get, don't work, might come with Trojan horse software, spyware, so I just paid for my one. I'm using Surfshark. So the disadvantages: cost, although it's not that costly. The other disadvantage is they are much slower. So where you can stream things normally, stream multiple content, 4K content through 2 or 3 bedrooms or whatever in your television room, using a VPN is, in my experience, generally a lot slower. Even when I first started out a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I don't even think the download speed was enough to stream it in real time, so you'd have to actually wait for the download to catch up before watching anything. So they're definitely a lot slower. That's not the only disadvantage. The other disadvantages are that with my one, Surfshark, you are always having to update the VPN, maybe even up to as much as once every 2 weeks, it seems. If you don't like updating things, then, well, you're not going to like a VPN, because it seems to be that there's a sort of a cat and mouse game between websites and content providers on one hand, and the VPN providers on the other, and they're always upping each other's sort of technological limits, and they keep bringing out new updates all the time. So it always forces you to update the software, so I don't like doing that. So it's a pain in the ass. It takes time, whatever. The other thing is they don't always work. I've lost count of the number of times I've gone onto a website to stream a video in another language, and it looks like it's working. Like, it's usually, it'll say Europe only or something like that. And I'm if you know me, I'm located in Australia. So if it doesn't say Europe only and it's got the little play button on the thumbnail, it looks like it's working. You go to hit the play button, and all of a sudden it says error, doesn't work, and then you think, is my internet connection dead? Oh, I'm using the VPN. Maybe it's the VPN. So there's a whole bunch of different settings you can change in your VPN software to get around these sort of blocks. But it's a pain. Every time you've got to try a different setting. I mean, there's not that many settings, but it just doesn't seem to always work. So, it is good. You can watch things you wouldn't otherwise normally watch. The other trouble being, there's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Is, say it does start working, some of these places that I stream content from have like region blocks apart from the VPN. Like, say for example, Channel 4. I was getting fed up with the ads on Channel 4, the British multicultural television station that's free. I was getting fed up with the ads, and I thought, I'm watching this enough. I will use Walter Presents quite a bit, so I thought I'll think about buying it, so I don't have to watch the ads. The thing is though that it's region blocked to your credit card. So if I'm using an Australian credit card, I couldn't even sign, even though I had the VPN to say I'm in the UK, Manchester I set it as. Sometimes that's the other thing. Sometimes you've got to set different cities. Sometimes it's a bit faster in one city than another city because there's so much traffic going through, say, London. Maybe it's faster in Manchester or whatever. Anyway, so I go to sign up and it doesn't allow me to pay because I don't have a UK issued credit card. And the same thing has happened with Vihte. I think it's called Vihte in the Finnish one. I'll quickly look it up. Elisa Vihte in there's a few others. The Finnish one, Vihte, didn't seem to work for me because I didn't have the right credit card. Also, there's another way they do it, is that with I think with Vihte as well, you have to have Finnish ID, so it's not that easy. I had to buy a Finnish prepaid SIM card so that I could confirm my signing up. I'm forgetting my English. So that's another thing. So even if you've got the VPN, is what I'm saying, is you might actually need to have like a SIM card from the country, and some of these places just do not accept credit cards from outside their zone because they don't want you to see, they're not legally allowed to show the content outside their jurisdiction. So anyway, having said that, like, I always prefer to watch a series without the VPN, just because it's a pain in the ass to turn on. Maybe takes 5 or 10 seconds to connect. It doesn't always work. There's the updating thing going on. So it is not ideal, you know. However, there are a few things I will say. I've noticed on Channel 4, for example, Channel 4, what you can do is start playing the video on the video screen. When you're actually into the video and the video starts playing, you set it to, before you would have set it to, say, the UK. So once it starts loading, you can then turn your VPN off, and then it will be faster because you won't be routing the traffic for everywhere. Because what I'm saying is, it only seems to check at the start of the video. It doesn't check your location of the server that it's being routed through every packet of download. You know, it doesn't check that you're connected to a London server for every single megabyte of data. So you can actually connect it at the start and then disconnect it or pause your VPN and then use your normal home connection or wherever, and it'll be way faster. So that's something I've started to do. But now that I've said that, they'll probably stop that from happening. So what I will say as well is, it's not all that rosy, because first of all, I'll say that the sites that I tend to access with my VPN are, I've signed up to Ruutu, Ruutu, Ule, Yle, Ule. Ruutu is not free, but they were the only ones that took my credit card, and I can actually sign up and watch their content. So Ule for the Finnish, they're the two I recommend. For the UK stuff, which I don't sign up to watch UK stuff, I sign up to it because it has some other languages there in Russian, Finnish and Italian. So Channel 4 is okay, but as I say, the ads are a bit annoying. I'm located in Australia, so I already can access SBS on demand, which is quite good because it's free. There's only, I think, 3 adverts per episode, three different breaks, so it's not actually that many. SBS. So what I'm saying is, if you're outside of Australia, you may want to get a VPN so you can use SBS on demand. It's quite good. There's quite a lot of foreign stuff on there because we're a multicultural country here. So I've found there's some Italian stuff, there's some Spanish stuff, not as much Russian or Finnish anymore. The other one I use is Stan. Stan is another Australian content provider. I sign up, pay I think $12 Australian per month for the standard definition one, which allows one television at a time, and that's okay too. So if you have a VPN, you could probably use that to pretend you're in Australia and get Stan. There's quite a few shows there in Italian and some in Russian and even some in Finnish. I have pretty much exhausted all of these contents. There's a mosquito there. Huttinen. I've pretty much exhausted all of the stuff, and I'm having to use the VPN more and more and more. Now the bad thing is, as I was saying before, it's not all rosy, because if you watch things through Channel 4 or SBS On Demand or Stan or wherever, or Prime Video is another one, and they use Prime Video, they tend to have English subtitles, okay? So you get English. I think the best thing is to have dual subtitles, but no one does that. But anyway, so the next best thing is probably English. The trouble is, though, that when you go to... and I try and always match up what they're saying to the English. I don't just watch it passively, right? So anyway, the trouble is when you go over to Ule or Rai in Italian, R-A-I, Rai, or Telecinco in Spain, or mitele.es, another one, they won't have... They're probably not going to... They won't have any English subtitles at all. All the Russian ones, STS, Start, they're not going to have any English subtitles at all. So the thing is, it can be quite overwhelming, because all of a sudden you are faced with all this content, and it's the Ule, for example, has a lot of stuff for free. Ule, it's fantastic, and some of it even has I think most of it even has Finnish subtitles, which is good. Although if you're a beginner, it's just too much too soon. So I don't recommend getting the VPN if you're a beginner, lower beginner, upper beginner. I think it's just too much too soon. You'll probably be overwhelmed. I think using a VPN, you're probably wasting your money as well, because you're better off getting the other things with English subtitles free if you can first. So it can be very overwhelming only having, say, Italian subtitles or Spanish or Finnish or Russian. I'll say as well that the Russian websites for watching stuff like Start, Premiere, STS, they don't have any Russian subtitles at all. So it's like audio only. So you're pretty much jumping in the deep end. Also, since the war started with Russia and Ukraine, Surfshark and everybody else, NordVPN, blocked Russia, which is silly, because the whole point of a VPN is to get around restrictions. So I couldn't even watch stuff in Russia for a long time because of this war thing. I think they've removed some of the blockages now, not at the Surfshark end, at the other Russian end. They used to block things, I think. Now I don't even think you need a VPN to see things in Russia. It's been some time since I last streamed stuff through Russian sites, and I've been focusing on my Italian and Finnish for a little while anyway, so I'll have to go back to the Russian. But the last time I checked, they blocked my credit card. I couldn't even make the VPN they don't have Russia as an option on the list with Surfshark. They used to. I bought it and it had Russian on it, Surfshark, and I even told them, I sent them an email. I said, why have you blocked Russia? You know. So if it were me, I would not get the VPN straight away. If I was a beginner, I would just exhaust everything with English subtitles first, which if you can get it for free, and you'll save yourself hundreds of dollars in VPN costs in the first year or two. I'm just starting to run out of content with English subtitles now after several years of watching things, and so usually I go to one language and then come back to another one when I've run out of that. There might be something else, but anyway, now I've signed up to Prime Video. I think it's PBS, and I'm watching the second series of Inspector Riccardi. I think it is Ricciardi. I think it is. Anyway, so I think it is good that you can access all this stuff from outside. You couldn't do it before. Like, you couldn't do it when I first started learning Spanish about, well, 17 or 18 years ago. There was no such thing, you know. I had to be in Spain to watch Spanish television, and now it's great because you can be anywhere and you can really immerse yourself in the language without having to be there. So it's a great way of getting rid of default English content and being able to watch other things. What I will do is I'll put the links to my VPN down below. It's easy enough to sign up. I'm not gonna bother with any promo codes or anything. It's just the link is there if you want to use it. There's no benefit to me. I'll also put some of the sites that I use to get foreign stuff in Spain, Italy, the UK, Australia, Russia, and Finland. So, as I say, it's not all that easy because I'll recap. You know, it's costs money, it's slow, it doesn't always work. Sometimes you need a SIM card with things to even sign up to some things, like in Finland or Russia. Sometimes they block the credit cards, so even if you have all that, you still can't get the content. Okay, well, that's all from me today. Oh, the other piece of news I have is I've noticed some of my videos haven't been quite so great lately because the video doesn't align with the audio, and I was having a lot of trouble. This computer's now 10 years old nearly. It's the first generation iMac Retina, and it's asking I'm asking a bit much of it to record 4K content on this computer now. And so I would get halfway through a video and it would just crash and die, and the whole computer would shut down, and I lost work or information. Also, it was doing this weird delay, like between the audio and video as well, when it was working, even now probably. That's because I'm using a separate microphone and webcam to get better audio quality, because the audio quality from the webcam is not very good, so I'm using a separate microphone. Now, I didn't know this, but I was doing all this research on things, and computers these days, they're still not even smart enough. If the audio is coming from one place and the video is coming from another place, there's a delay in rendering the video, and then the sound doesn't match up with the video that you're seeing. So I had to actually put in a artificial delay of somewhere between, I was trying between 100 milliseconds up to 250 milliseconds added onto the audio, or whichever way around it is. Yeah, I think you add the delay onto the audio to match up so that it looks like that they're being recorded at the same time. It's very odd. Because I thought it was my computer that was too slow, but apparently even on new computers you have to do this with the audio delay situation. Anyway, I decided, because my YouTube channel is growing quite a bit, 1,500 subscribers, it's not that bad. Still not earning any money though. what I'm going to do is get a new computer. I'm buying a new workstation computer, so I'll be able to record videos a lot easier, a lot not so much quicker, but without it crashing. And so that's coming. Half the parts here I'm building up myself, so it will be for video editing as well. So I've got a new computer coming, so I expect that I'll be making more videos on this channel and my other channel, which is the cycling channel. So that's my other piece of news. Being a little bit, maybe not depressed is the right word, but here in the southern hemisphere now, it's the middle of winter. We're coming up to the shortest day of the year, and I haven't been feeling that motivated to make videos. I haven't been able to get my exercise as much because of the reduced daylight hours. So anyway, so I'm excited to get this new computer up and running, and so yeah, there'll be more videos to come. I probably will be making more videos, and as I said, might have mentioned in a previous video, I might try to make a few videos in Russian, and even soon enough maybe I'll have an attempt, my first attempt to speak Finnish and make a Finnish video, Finnish spoken video. It won't be very advanced, but I'll have a go at speaking Finnish, so you Finnish people can laugh at all my mistakes. So that's all I have time for today. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you in the next